Bathroom. Journal entry, January 20th, 2007. I kick ice patches across the sidewalk. Missouri cold stabs my bones, but my mind is on other things. A year and 4 days ago, I drove into Kansas City. Homeless, hungry, afraid, hateful, and angry. Much has changed. The apartment I live in here at a prayer worship ministry offers more than a roof. My stomach is full, sleep is peaceful. I dream of life instead of death. My intern roommates and I get along. However, much like the past few years, my thoughts continue to ignore reality. A song from my childhood has begun to reveal to me. All my life, I've been searching for that crazy missing part, and with one touch, you just rolled away the stone that held my heart. And now I see that the answer was as easy as just asking you in. And I am so sure I could never doubt your gentle touch again. It's like the power of the wind. The lyrics have drenched my thinking with ideas of peace and awakened my imagination to the possibility of love. Piercing a fantasy, a hell, a cycle my mind has created over the past 10 years, every time I listen to the song, part of me softens and crumbles. Aside from lyrical memories, 2 images consume my attention these days. A dragon and his gold, a savior and his 2 greatest commandments. The Missouri overcast enhances the solemnness of the scenes playing out behind my eyes. So consumed with my own thoughts, I barely miss a pillar, and I stumble into the prayer room for the night. Every time I enter the prayer room, the music envelops me, recalling security I haven't felt since childhood. I grew up with a stereo instead of a TV. Tunes from my dad's vinyl library of the Jesus movement drift through my memories as I unload my book bag. C.S. Lewis Chronicles of Narnia, my NIV Bible, and a notebook. As the night progresses, my emotions begin to churn as my reality gives way to what I have become. I am desperate to understand why Eustace's gold-induced dragon transformation and C.S. Lewis's Voyage of the Dawn Treader, and how the Great Commandment and the Golden Rule are connected and what they have to do with my current situation. The turmoil reaches a fevered pitch, and I rush from the room into the foyer and out into the cold night. My stress overcomes my senses. In desperate need of solitude, I hurry to a secluded hallway bathroom. The moment the lock is thrown, a dam breaks within me as I spin around. "What do you want?" I yell and spit. My arms thrash about as I pace back and forth. Hitting the walls and pulling my shoulder-length hair, my body aches. Winds of emotions fill my ears. I throw myself against the wall opposite the mirror. The monster I see is too much. My body reacts to an invisible punch to the gut. I wince knowing I'm unable to love or be loved by others or myself. I am hideous. I am me. I am mine, lost in a world of self. A quiet voice, one I've been trying to ignore for years, ever since I failed my family, failed myself, failed God, persists in answer to my question, "I want to love you. Will you let me love you?" I start to laugh. Not long after I arrived here in KC, I attended a conference, during which several grand mal seizures were triggered. New acquaintances were quick to pick me up and carry me to a prayer line. I continued to seize through the prayer. During the prayer, I stopped mid-seizure. Since that night, I haven't taken any medication for seizures or the plethora of mental diagnoses that plagued me for years. My chest afire, I continue to laugh at what seems like an already answered question. God, I let you love me by healing me from seizures, clinical manic depression, borderline personality disorder, bipolar disorder, among others. However, God's request over the past few weeks of, "Will you let me love you?" echoes through me. My spit feels hot as I stop laughing and I start crying. Again, lyrics from earlier play through my head. Like a foolish dreamer trying to build a highway to the sky, all my hopes would come tumbling down, and I never knew just why. Until today, when you pulled away the clouds that hung like curtains on my eyes. Well, I've been blind all these wasted years, and I thought I was so wise. But then you took me by surprise. I give up. I'm tired of fighting. I fling my arms to my sides and slide down the wall. I hug my knees and say, love me or hate me, I am tired of arguing with you, God. Much like Eustace describing Aslan's paw sinking into his dragon's skin and piercing his heart, I too felt pain, but instant relief as a hideous monster of anger and self-hatred is ripped off me. Weeping, I sing aloud, like waking up from the longest dream, how real it seemed. Until your love broke through, I have been lost in a fantasy that blinded me. Until your love broke through. I stand up, refreshed and clean, as if drawn from a cave into a bright spring day. I wash my face and leave the bathroom with a bounce in my step, feeling like a new man, yet vulnerable and tender, a naked infant in the arms of God.